2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Okay, now I've got a proper job, which I haven't had, well, ever. This feels like, well, this is as proper a job as I've ever had.
Oh, this one?
This one.
What, you got a job in a bank or something?
Have you got a side hustle?
This is the most proper job I've had, where we have a contract and we have a boss and we have allocated holidays. I've never had that before. Normally I've had like allocated work for the same amount of time that we get holidays.
No defined end date.
Yeah, like I've
You know
always...
what I mean? Like it's ongoing.
Yes.
In theory.
It's frightening because you've really got to make your holidays worth it. Like
Yeah,
you've got to make
your
sure
holidays
you get
count.
it
That is
right.
true. That is
And
true.
so I've been
What keeps
sitting...
me going? It is.
I
no,
believe
it
it.
really is. When that alarm clock goes off at 3:30, it's
Yeah.
and it's cold and it's wet, and I just
Harvey Bay awaits.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm counting down.
He's a
until the
simple man.
holidays.
I know, I love the way Harvey Bay is him making it
No,
count.
it's not just Harvey Bay, mate. I have 1770 and cans as well. Yeah.
Oh, my back hurt then.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
Or the Riviera, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of turning into a
He
Riviera.
was a
up there.
simple man.
But
Red.
so, you know, we only get 2 weeks break in the middle of the year.
Oh, it's terrible.
Where normally,
You know, everyone else gets 4 weeks a year.
stop it.
That's what it is.
How
it's
do
4
they-
weeks a year, Nikki.
What?
Like this is like
That's average. That's it, yeah.
What we've got
Oh,
is
sugar.
like
I'm
insane.
looking at Nick and Alicia and they're like,
yeah.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
What? How do you live?
That's it.
Oh.
4 weeks.
I've got panic about 2 weeks mid-year because normally one goes to Europe in the middle of the year to go and get some more sunshine. But that's a 3-weeker, right? With jet lag and everything. So I've been trying to work out where to go. I know this sounds so entitled.
This is the most unrelatable.
Everyone
This is
just
the most-
switched
yes.
off. Everyone's gone. I know.
Everyone, yeah.
No. So I'm looking.
It was the using of the term one. Normally one goes to Europe.
Look, I'm married to
That was
Paul.
what did me in.
I'm
Remember,
married
I was
to
like,
Paul.
am I on
No.
the Crown?
Remember-
Is this a scene from the Crown?
Remember the other media person years ago in Brisbane that they came back to the news and they
Yes.
didn't realise he was she was on the news, reading the news, and didn't realise she was back on air and she was finishing a conversation and she literally said, quote unquote, "Oh, well, the arsehole I married wants to go skiing in Europe on the holidays." I mean, welcome back to 10 News. And it went to air.
Well, look, I'm saying it live here.
The
I
arsehole
can't
I
work
married
out-
wants to
I'm
go
married
skiing
to
in
wants
Europe.
to go-
I think about
Can you believe it?
think about that. That's what you're kind of doing now. But keep
Yes,
going.
well, me and the asshole.
your arsehole.
Yes, my lovely ass,
Yeah,
my favourite.
It is a lovely arsehole.
See, this is why you wonder why Dylan pulls out and isolates bits that you talk.
Where does he want to go? That
Sorry.
arsehole. What is he involved
Me
in
and
this?
the asshole have been trying to
All
work
right.
out. Actually, this is the thing. Asshole is like a pertinent word because we were looking at Bali, and I've never been to Bali.
Bali belly. I see the
Yes,
reference. Yeah,
I'm
right.
like again in the news. Like every week, there's someone.
Well, now you're being more
something awful is
relatable. We'll
happening.
say that with our audience. 'Cause
Yes.
a lot of our audience would go to Bali.
Well, I don't think I can go to Bali.
Why not?
I'm too afraid of Bali belly. Everyone gets sick.
I
in
went to
Bali.
Bali. I went to Bali. Was it last year? Or the year before? No, year before. I think we went to Bali, and I didn't get Bali belly. And I was eating everything. And like,
Yeah,
I
but
ordered
I did.
seafood.
You
I
grew
I
up
ordered
in
seafood.
Harvey Bay, though. I feel like you were eating
Yeah,
grubs
he's got a
and stuff.
stronger consistent.
Yeah, you've
what do you
got
call
a
it?
cast iron gut.
Well, maybe.
I did get
Thank
it last.
you.
I did get it last time.
Did
You
you?
got Bali belly?
Couple of days. I don't know if it's food or the water or something. But I
feel like it's
I got
almost-
the squirts for a couple of days.
It's a 90%.
Not the way you want it.
Sure, it was the food
like
and water.
90% chance that you're going to get sick when you go to Bali, and it looks so beautiful
No,
there.
I
And
don't reckon. I reckon that's an exaggerated
I don't
figure.
think
I
it
really
is.
do.
I don't know. You're the first person I've met who hasn't punished the porcelain when they're in Bali.
Do you put Thailand in the same category?
No, I think Thailand's safer.
Of course you do. They'll sound to you. But you know what's happened in Koh Samui is White Orchid has lifted their tourism by, they reckon, 70%.
I'm still stuck on
White
the last
Orchid? No,
Lotus.
White Lotus. White Lotus, sorry.
White Lotus.
Has lifted their tourism through the roof.
Yeah,
People have just, everyone's going to Thailand at the moment
that's
now.
where all the women and their assholes can go and pretend that they're la-di-da for a week.
Okay, if you've just turned on the radio, she means their husbands.
Yes.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Luttsy's Dream Reader.
Any dream will do. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good to be back in the studio with you.
It's great to be with you.
It's different when you do it.
I know. It's more like a 1-300 number. What?
0055 we used to call it.
Oh, that one.
Didn't realise I turned up on the phone, but did I, as a child?
Luttsy, I'm lonely.
Dad, I'm talking to the Broncos hotline. What are you talking about? It's got nothing to do with lesbians. What? Got caught doing that once, didn't I, eh? Anyway. Yeah. They made me feel like it was the worst thing that's ever happened in the family.
My brother would bust the exact same way.
I bet you your dad would have hauled him over the coals too, wouldn't he, eh? It was a different era back then. You could treat children like that. They made me feel like the devil. Anywho, come on, let's move on. Sorry, guys. I can't read the screen.
Kerry, Burpengary East. Kerry, you're on with the Dream Reader.
Hello, Kerry.
Kerry?
Kerry, I'm going to need more information than that, buddy.
Hello.
There she is.
There you are, Kerry. How are you?
Hi, great, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Talk us through. They tell me, my producers tell me that, the producers here at Nova tell me that you have a recurring dream.
A couple of times over a few years, but I'm frantically packing for a flight. I get to the airport, but nobody lets me in the doors. It's just locked, and I can see the airplanes through the glass, taxiing, but I can never get in, and I miss the flight every time.
Okay. Recurring is an interesting one. The recurring dreams is the big thing about recurring dreams is it's likely to be less literal because there is that great fear. I reckon one of my greatest fears in the world is missing planes. Like I genuinely get to airports a lot earlier now because of some very anxiety-driven moments where I've missed flights.
And you're getting old too, that happens.
And plus you need to get, just in case I need to go to the toilet or something.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
exactly.
and you can't read the sign
So
properly.
I just don't risk that anymore. I'm there early, I'm there very early. But on this occasion, recurring dream, you said it's happened over a few years, right, the recurring dream?
Yeah, it's happened about 2 or 3 times, but it's not necessarily when I'm going to go on a flight. I just dream that I need to get on the flight, and I get there on time, but nobody lets me in.
Yeah, which makes me think as well. If I was leading up to it, you were travelling to Europe next week and you're having that flight again, it'd be more literal. But this is just in the fact that it's happening over a number of years. This is what's happening there, Kerry. Is that there's something within you that wants to get out in life. Okay, and then this is generally speaking. I'm going to head more towards the career sort of driven pathway for you.
Ooh.
That, you're pushing the envelope. You're trying to get into new areas and experience new things. Maybe change your trajectory a bit within your chosen profession. But someone or something isn't allowing you to make that final step, which is manifesting in your dreams by getting on the plane and getting out of here. So, have you
love my job. I love my job, though. That's weird.
You love your job, and you've been in your job for a few years now, that same industry?
Yeah. I work in education. I absolutely love it.
Is there a part of you that's looking to move in another area or maybe become something more within that industry, even though you love it?
Ooh. Maybe.
I think it's your mind. I think it's your body and your mind telling you that maybe it's time not to change your job, but just to look for opportunities, just to broaden your horizons a little bit within that job.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so have a think about that.
That was an interesting observation, Luttsy. But
Are you saying your subconscious is ahead of her?
I think your subconscious is a little bit ahead of her here.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes within our careers, we sort of, I love this job, but there's times when I go, hey, I'd love to work with someone else for a couple of, you get that feeling where
you do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the best moments are when you have that feeling, well, come on, let's evolve a little bit.
It's like grass is greener? You see?
Oh.
No,
Okay.
again, I'm not saying Kerry changes her career. She loves her career. She loves education and the impact she has there. But is there more to the Kerry story within that that narrative?
I'm
is
going
what
to come
saying.
dressed up as Delta Goodrum tomorrow now.
Mm.
So you got
I'll
someone
do some
new.
soul searching. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go, Kerry.
Interesting.
I think you're on the right path, though. Sounds like you're happy and making a real change in your job. But let's push
Oh,
it. Let's push a little harder.
you.
Let's go for it.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's
Cheers.
interesting.
Thanks, Kerry.
Yeah.
She was lovely.
Kerry's going to take that as like sage advice. Like, you know,
She's going to try and find discontent now.
Which I think it was.
Yes, thank
But
you.
let's just reiterate. This bloke half paid attention in one dream reading class at QUT.
22 years ago.
I'm just worried that Kerry was a perfectly happy, well-balanced person,
And
you've just made her feel discontent with her job and her life.
She leaves a partner tomorrow.
And she's going to go and self-sabotage now.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Now, this is very special. Christina Cook is an astronaut. She's an astronaut. And to that end, like, we're going to have a chat to her right now. But have you ever had a question for an astronaut? If you've ever had a question,
How could you not have
that
a
you've
question
wanted to pose
No.
to an
Wake up if you
astronaut
don't.
and get it answered, 13 24 10 now. We can rack up the calls because this is rare air. Pardon the pun.
And I'll tell you what, if you get on and you're really good, we'll give you a double pass to an afternoon of science, the World Science Festival, Queensland,
Ooh.
where Christina will be appearing. Now, that's kicked off. Kylie, now's your time to... No, I'm asking you. Oh, yeah. What are you
Kylie's just taking
She hit
pictures.
the deck when I did that. I was looking around. You don't know?
21st. It started
21st. So it's underway right now, and it's fantastic. And Christina, you're the shining light of the festival. Welcome to Brisbane,
Yeah.
the Olympic city.
It's great to be here.
So let's start at the beginning. How did you become an astronaut?
I-
What are the qualifications that you need? Is it something that you grew up aspiring to be? Like, talk us through the process.
Sure. I actually have wanted to be an astronaut since I was very young. I don't really remember a time when I didn't. I think I just never grew out of that childhood desire to be an astronaut, and somehow I made it. I'm still waiting for them to let me know, like, the paperwork error about how I became one and was selected. But yeah, my background's in physics and electrical engineering, and I worked in really remote science bases all over the earth and did some NASA engineering along the way, and I applied to be an astronaut about 10 years ago. And to my just amazement, I was selected, and I've been loving it ever since.
So you've got to be super, super bright, but you've also got to be super fit as well, don't you? Incredibly resilient and fit. You look fit.
Well, that is kind of part of the job, and mainly because spacewalks are hard. They're very physically and mentally demanding, and we all have to be qualified to do spacewalks to work on board the International Space Station. And so, yeah, we have a pretty regimented fitness qualification.
You did the first ever all-female spacewalk. Is that correct as well?
That's correct. I did.
Yes,
The team did. It wasn't just me.
No. But when you, I meant that you along with the rest of the team. But from when you decided you wanted to be an astronaut and then you were accepted, how long was the process until they went, okay, you're ready to go? You're ready to hop on a ship and head up into space?
You're right. It is a process. There's actually a 2-year period where we call astronaut candidacy, where you're learning. I called it learn 5 new careers in 2 years period. AKA go to work and be really bad at things for 2 years and try and figure them out. So had to learn how to be a pilot, learn the Russian language, learn how to operate the space station robotic arm, learn the engineering of the space station, learn how to spacewalk, all kinds of things. And yeah, after you graduate from that, you are deemed ready to accept a flight assignment, and then you go about waiting to do that and to fulfill your mission.
What was the hardest part of training that you found?
Do you have to vomit a lot? Like, do you vomit?
No, luckily that is not a requirement, but some people do. I think getting used to the physiological aspects of being very uncomfortable in some kind of fast environment, the G's, the being upside down, that is part of it. I think learning to operate through some of that happening, but there was very little that was easy for me. I come from a civilian background. I hadn't done the high-speed jets. I hadn't done a lot of the operational side of the job, so I had to really ramp up quickly. It was all very hard. Don't learn language naturally, so I worked very hard at it.
So you had to learn Russian. Is it all friendly up in space? So everyone
Very.
helps everyone up in space?
Yep. Person to person, it's a wonderful thing.
Because the movies always say otherwise.
You always
I saw one last year. What
Beware
was
the
it?
Russian.
It didn't
I
go well.
launched on a Russian rocket Like when I launched, everything was in Russian. There was no English. Yeah,
Really?
I spent a year in Russia training for my mission for about 10 years after NASA retired the shuttle program and before we started with the commercial crew. You've heard of like the Dragon SpaceX getting astronauts to the space station. There was a period of time where we cooperated with the Russians, and we still do. We still trade seats on our respective vehicles, but for a while, that was the only ride in town. So we all launched out of Kazakhstan.
We saw the astronauts get rescued and come down to ground last week.
And Nikki, we should say 328 days is the amount of time that Christina spent in space.
Yes, which is longer than those two.
9 months.
Even though they only pack for 8 days.
That's right.
Crazy, right?
But the question we all have is, what does it feel like when you hit gravity? Because they were in wheelchairs, and I could just imagine.
It's rough. And lifting your own body is actually difficult when you first get back. You feel, even as you're coming back, the G's sort of come on slowly, and even a tenth of the gravity of Earth feels like a lot when you haven't had to work against gravity for that long. I remember I forgot what it would feel like to walk. I was up there about maybe 10 months, and I thought, oh, I'm going back to Earth soon. I should think about walking and what that would be like.
That's mental.
Christina, you might want to put your headphones on. We've got a heap of calls here, people that want to ask different types of questions. Let's go to Steve out of Redcliffe. Yes, Steve, you're on the air. What is your question for Christina?
Okay, are you ready?
Yep, go ahead.
I want to know how they snap one off.
How do you go to the toilet? How do you go to the toilet, Christina?
Again, welcome to Brisbane.
Sorry about that.
When you're in space.
Well, I have to thank the studio team in here for translating that for me, because I did not know what you meant.
No,
but
she's like, what's...
Yeah, we have a space toilet, and it kind of, in the absence of gravity, it sort of creates a little bit of an airflow, so things go where they should go and don't go where they shouldn't.
A bit of a suction thing.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. You get used to it.
Yeah, okay.
You get used to it.
Steve, that's enough out of you, Sarah. Christina, how nervous is it when you're sitting there just prior to launch and the 10-9, do they still do the 10-9-8-7? Is that the
real.
Is that the scariest part of it, or like how did you feel in that moment? I would imagine. I mean, your life's on the line.
You don't have cold feet, do you, at that point?
No.
What was that like?
Well, people told me that astronauts are the calmest people on launch day, and I didn't believe them, but sure enough, it is so true. Everyone around you is freaking out, and you are completely calm and ready to just fulfill your duty, to do what you trained for, to get there. And that's exactly how you feel. You're just ready to put it all to work.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, I'm just saying we'll play a song at some point and come back because we've got more.
We have to take a break. Bloody commercials.
I know.
We've got more.
Playing songs.
And I have a question I want to ask on a much more intelligent level than these gibbers. Obviously, do you want to keep going? I don't know.
Yeah, we can come back after these.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Very special guest, Christina Cook.
Yeah, to my knowledge, Christina's the only person in the room that's made Time's 100 most influential people. What on earth? Oh, excuse the pun. What on earth? Time's 100 most influential people of 2020. How cool is that?
The huge honor,
that's
for
in
sure.
the world.
Well, I mean, like I said, huge team at NASA enables all that. I just do my job day to day.
So my everyone's up. We've got that whole. Everyone's got the one question for an astronaut. For me, it's like having spent 328 days up there. How did it change your perception on Earth, on the politics of wars and the way that we all communicate as a planet? To take that completely outside perspective and look back in on that for almost a year must have changed. Must have been a huge.
I can imagine you wouldn't get into like Facebook arguments
change.
Anymore.
That's right. When you're looking at something that grandiose and you see, no kidding, there really aren't lines on the planet. There aren't borders. We're all from, the same things keep us all alive. We care about the same things. We love the same things. We're more alike than we are different. There's no room for petty things like you're saying, jealousy, having arguments over resources or all these things. You just realize that none of that really matters. And there's an amazing perspective that you have thinking about our planet, and that everything we have here is something to appreciate and not to take for granted. And it's also not an absolute. There's so much more out there in the universe when you look at the Earth against the backdrop of space. It's very different.
Do you have like existential conversations? Like, what does it all mean? Has it pushed you towards religion at all, or is it just proving science?
Or away from it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a very practical-minded person as an engineer. So for me, I have the takeaways like I just described, but that's kind of, it has to be a tangible takeaway for me. Like, okay, what does this mean about how I interact with people and understand like people's differences and what makes us the same and what makes us different? So not so much, but there's a lot of awe involved when you see the Earth from up there. And I mean, we're going on this Artemis mission soon where we're going to be looking back at the Earth and seeing the entire planet as one out the window.
Wow.
And what's that going to feel like?
I feel like we should explain what that mission is. So you're going up and you're circling the moon, and that's
right.
a lot further than what you've been orbiting to date.
Yep, that's right. So NASA has had a presence in what we call low Earth orbit with the International Space Station orbiting around the Earth several times a day, and then going to the moon is about 1,000 times farther than that. And we're going back to the moon as part of a campaign to stay, to learn, to discover things, technology, science. What can it tell us about where we're from, the formation of our solar system, and even our universe, and then taking that on and hopefully going to Mars very soon and learning everything we can there, including are we alone? So those are the real existential questions.
That's the next frontier. Because the space station, you were saying, is 400 kilometres above us right now. When you get to the space station, you dock at the space station. Is there effectively like passport control, or is the door just open and you come and how many people live on or are on the space? Like how many people would be on that space station right now?
Right now, during my time, it was about 6. It's usually about 7 right now. And the weirdest thing about going to space when you get on this rocket is you don't need a ticket. Like you just go. It's the most amazing journey that you take, and you just show up in your spacesuit and they let you on. It's bizarre.
Wow.
You dock and then you open the hatch and there's all your friends. And then you're in charge.
Let's take Kaylee. Kaylee, yes, Kaylee, you're on the air with an astronaut, Christina Cook. What's your question for an astronaut?
Hello. How do you brush your teeth?
Good question.
That is a good
how do you
question.
take care of your oral hygiene?
That's right. Very important. Yes, you have to brush your teeth in space. We don't have any running water because gravity can, put the water down the sink, it would just go everywhere. So yeah, we just brush our teeth. You can float your toothbrush right in front of you. Go grab your toothpaste, throw it on. Everything's just floating all around you, and brush up. And then, usually we don't really have the whole get rid of the toothpaste thing, spit it into an old towel, maybe swallow it, but it works.
Okay.
Kind of like camping.
Yeah.
Tim out of Ferny Hills. Yes, Tim, your question? Tim, go ahead. No, he's not there. I think he fell asleep. He wanted to know, how do you sleep? Do you get strapped in of a night time, or what happens there?
We hang a little sleeping bag kind of a thing on the wall, and it's got holes for your arms. So you get in, you zip yourself up so you don't just float around, and you kind of just, your arms pop out. You sort of are in sort of like a zombie position like this, and you just, the weirdest thing actually about sleeping in space, you don't crawl into a bed or plop down. You just close your eyes. Then it's time to sleep.
And no noise.
Crazy.
No, it's the most peaceful sleep ever. I love it. It was a great sleep.
Because I was going to ask off the back of the gravity thing. When you land, you have to learn to walk again. I was wondering,
that's brutal.
When you sleep, you are actually like weighted down by your own. You're kept down, whereas in space there is no gravity. So it's still a better sleep up there?
For me, it was wonderful. No hot spots, no achy joints, nothing. You're just completely suspended, and it's so peaceful.
Well, that'll be the new Florida soon.
Honestly, I think it should be spas
true.
in space is the next thing. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it's the best.
A spa in space, yeah.
No pressure on joints.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
It's an anti-joint thing.
The best.
But you were saying, I've got to get this one out because it blew our minds. Every hour and a half for you, it's daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime.
That's right.
And what's the prettiest time?
Sunrise or sunset, when it's coming up and the sun is through the atmosphere of the Earth. It's super red, and you see all the colors right in a row, right on the horizon, making a beautiful arc. And you can see the line of the atmosphere. And going back to, what does it all mean? That thin line against the backdrop of the universe, and knowing that we're all just so precariously kept alive under that same thin black line.
And you were saying it was actually possible that you could phone or FaceTime people in theory. Like
yes,
using
in theory.
VoIP, whatever it is.
Yeah,
like
video
that,
calls.
You could do it. I mean, do you understand if I had a friend that was
I
on the space station out on the drink on a Saturday night in Brisbane, how many times I would use you? Like, you'd be going, he's calling again, he's at a bar.
He'd be drunk again.
He's just showing someone, one of his mates.
Well, and
Did you get any of that?
I did, and luckily people don't believe those folks. They're like, yeah, right. Sure. That's your friend in space. We get it.
I can't get reception driving to Harvey Bay.
Isn't that ridiculous? Crazy.
They're FaceTiming up on the space station. What about food? Like, do you have a microwave oven up there?
Not exactly a
How
microwave.
do you heat? And what is the food? Is it all that
Yeah.
vacuum sealed stuff?
It is. A lot of dehydrated food. Hey, I loved it. You don't have to cook your food. It's much easier. There's no cooking, no time,
Just
again,
sounds like
utilitarian here.
roll-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's a
some-
year of roll-ups.
Hot water in the mac and cheese and
Really?
wait a little bit.
When you turn up, do you come with a heap of fresh supplies?
Yes, they've already got that up there, usually months in advance of crew arriving. They make sure that all the supplies are in place, including your clothes, everything you need, because we just wear clothes for a little while and then throw them away. There's no laundry in space, so everything's on a schedule. It's like, time to change my shirt. It's been 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on the same schedule as Luttsy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's fine for me. But your clothes float around you. They don't actually get dirty. They're just kind of floating near you.
Wow.
There's
What a
not
sweat.
yeah.
No sweat?
Not
Not really?
No.
Well, we could talk to you for
It's
the rest
crazy.
of the day.
I know.
I mean, literally, you're one of the most fascinating guests we've had in here, perhaps the most fascinating, and answering questions. It's been fantastic.
And where you can learn more about it, again, is the World Science Festival, Queensland. Christina, you'll be there. You're just chatting? What are you doing there? Just having chat with people?
Yeah, doing a couple events and sharing all the
Well, when they
all
ask you
science.
how you snap one off, you know they're talking
Now I
about
know.
Yeah.
here in
Thank you.
Australia now.
That's a good
You've had an
takeaway.
education.
To our listeners.
We do have one more double pass to go to the World Science Festival, Queensland. Give us a call now, 13 24 10 if you wanted that. Christina, thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
And good luck with the next expedition.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Anyway, this was just a bit of fun. We were in the meeting the other day. We're having a chat about it, and we were like, "Oh, what should we do when Christina comes in?" And I just said for the goof, I said, "Is there any way that they could get rid of gravity from the studio just while she's in, like,
That's right, you
and
did
so that we could all experience what it was like for her?" And Buzz, our boss,
Second man on the moon.
Speaking of space. He went over to our tech department and he was under strict instructions to have a straight face and go and ask our tech department if it would be possible for us, while we've got Christina in, to remove gravity from the studio.
I've got a random one for you.
Yeah.
Attack it with an open mind. But next week we're chatting to an astronaut who works for NASA, and the guys want to see if we can make the studio anti-gravity for like 10 minutes.
Anti-gravity?
Yeah, so it can mimic what it's like in space.
How do you begin to think of it?
My thought would be patching up the aircon vents and then figuring it out from there.
I think there's 2 different phenomena that may be getting mixed up here.
Yeah.
There being no atmosphere and there being no gravity.
Yeah.
And because there's no gravity, there's nothing to hold an
Yes.
atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we do that at 10 minutes max? I don't want to say 4 minutes and then they chat for too long and they fall out of the sky or whatever the result of that would be.
Yeah.
Is that something you or McHugh could help with?
It is impossible for us to actually stop gravity.
What if we filled the studio with helium?
Too funny. I have no idea what the implications of
We'd have to get oxygen masks, hey?
Safety implications of that is helium flammable?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yep.
A big shout out to our tech department for not treating Buzz like an absolute idiot.
Hey, good
just-
today.
Technology that
I mean, some of the requests that we take around there, so gravity's got to be right up there. I just can't imagine what was
He
going
should
through his
work
head.
in HR because he had it like a polite response for every single question.
Still talking about. Where can this possibly go from?
Well, he asked Buzz, isn't helium flammable? And Buzz is like, well, none of us are smokers.
Yes.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Come give me that cash. Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne's $50,000 Mystery Voices. Guess these 4 voices.
I have listened to
Nova. And win a guaranteed $50,000.
Oh, it's that time of day where I have great optimism, hope for the best, expect the worst.
I tell you, it can change
really quickly.
Really quickly, and all of a sudden we're deep into it.
Yeah, interesting. So we've got someone on the line, don't we? Who do we have? Alex from Kingston. Alex, how you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
I'm not bad. Are you feeling good? Do you feel like you might have nailed who they are?
Hopefully.
Have you listened to the podcast? Have you made sure you cross-referenced all of the people, all the incorrect guesses?
Yeah, I reckon I have.
Okay.
Sounds like he's done his due diligence.
Let's put you to the test, mate.
What do you got?
Nikki Whalen, Sam Pang, Ed Kavlin, or Kavli,
Yep.
and Delta Goodrum.
Oh, interesting. An all-Australian lineup
Whelan.
there.
When were we talking about Nikki
We're talking about Nikki Whelan.
on the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so,
Just
because she
recently.
got the role on Neighbours over me. It was down to 2 Nickies and she got it.
Yeah, we were talking about it somewhere. I was talking about that volleyball.
Luttsy described a picture from Nikki Whelan from about 10 or 15 years ago in the
Iconic.
most accurate detail.
Yeah.
He even
that
knew
you
the
have ever
colour.
heard. He remembered.
Yeah, I did.
He remembered the cut of the bikini,
Yeah.
the colour of the bikini,
Yeah.
and then Mitch, you went and checked it, and he was
Pretty much spot.
Research.
pretty much spot
It's
on.
an iconic photo.
Yeah, look,
Alex.
she's hot.
Yeah.
And so is Sam Pang and Ed Kavli.
Yeah, they're all hot.
Hot brains.
Delta. Guest number 4.
Delta's
Don't
hot.
even start us about the day she walked right in here where you are sitting right now. She sat right there where you are.
Yeah.
We had a day at work.
How disappointing for you to have me next to you. Yeah.
No,
it's
don't
like,
personalise
hey,
it.
hey.
No,
We're just
this
talking
is to
about-
make up for the Europe thing before. I'm trying to be relatable again.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
No, but we had a day once.
Yeah, listen to this.
You talk about this as a day at
you
work. Delta Goodrum came into the studio in the morning and sat in on the show for felt like an hour.
In this beautiful floral kind of free-flowing dress.
Oh, and she was so. It was
Did
like,
she have a wind machine?
It was like
Yeah.
it was like that. It was like
Yeah.
that, you know.
It was unbelievable. And then we left straight from the show and we drove
Two of
down
us.
down to Pacific Fair, where we hosted a fashion event right
Myer.
in the middle of Pack Fair at Myer there
Yeah.
with Jennifer Hawkins.
Oh. I wouldn't want to be doing Lutsy's dream reader the next morning.
Can you
That
imagine?
was our day at work.
And we said that Delta was
Bookended by 2 hotties.
Delta was like as beautiful as anything
Anyway,
I've
I
ever
don't
seen.
think Alex gives a shit.
Yeah, we haven't got time for you now, Alex. We've got to let you go.
Yeah, bye. All right, Alex, you've got 4 guesses locked in.
Yep.
Damn it. Damn it. He's only got 1 in the right order and 1 correct.
It's already been guessed.
Oh, well.
Sorry,
worries,
Alex.
So no Wheeler, no Pang, no Cavalier.
It's interesting everyone's going all Australian.
That makes me think
Well,
that
that-
they're
that
not
makes-
all
Oh,
Australian.
bloody hell, I
There you
need to
go.
shut my trap.
There you go. That's
I'd lock that in.
Yeah,
I'd just
that's a
lock
lock
that
in.
in. That was the
100%.
most obvious clue that
100%.
I've heard thus far from
I
one.
need
From one.
to just zip
yeah.
it.
And think about it. On that note, they go, okay, so Nikki, it's got to be 4 people that you know. I think we know enough about her now to know that she's not going to go, oh, yeah, just 4 little Australians. She's going to reach high to someone that she knows international.
I got a
Just
big
to lift
note.
your state. You get a big note. You get a big note, right?
Why
It's probably
not?
the porter who let her into the hotel at St. Moritz.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I'm smarter than. I'm smarter than who?
The Brighton Answer deal is here, with one lucky person winning $100,000 off the price of their new home every month. Drop into your nearest Brighton display home today.
Hello, Dee, out of Chimera. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Okay, now Dee has never played, not feeling too confident, and
Oh,
is
dear.
a grade 1 teacher. Oh, okay. Well, as I've said before, I get nervous talking to the teachers, putting the teachers under the microscope. So kudos for you for having a go, first of all. I always say that anyone who's feeling nervous, you are in the company of morons right now, Dee. So don't be nervous, okay? Just be yourself. And
there'd be kids in your class, Dee, that would have got a better TE score than Ash Bradnam.
Yeah.
All right? And you tell them that.
Yeah.
And the other bit of advice I'll give you is if you don't know the answer, don't say pass, because the person with the quickest time wins. And
say don't know.
Just say don't know, and I'll move on to the next question. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
But good luck. And the great news is you're already in the draw to win a brand new car.
That's true.
Amazing.
A BYD Shark 6. And I've been seeing a lot of these cars around, and they are a sharp piece of machinery.
They really are.
I saw one, Luttsy. I saw the one that you like. Is it the Deep Sea Blue?
I like the Deep Sea Blue.
I saw one the other day on the Gold Coast, and I went, yep, I still like the black, but I couldn't argue with the Deep Sea Blue as well.
Yeah.
They also comes in great white as well.
Horses for courses, mate.
Great vehicle. All right, Dee, well, let's go. 30 seconds on the clock. Good luck to you. And your time starts now. In Scrabble, how many points is the N tile worth?
4.
AFC Richmond is a fictitious football team from which Apple TV series?
Don't know.
Toucan Sam is the mascot for which breakfast cereal?
Don't know.
Which company produced the Discman portable CD player?
Sony.
Spell citizen.
CITIZEN.
Stop the clock. Ooh, just
Interesting.
in the nick of time.
This could be tight.
Mitch was 1 second, 2 seconds.
No, 1 second.
Just a Luttsy's in it. Dee, just a Luttsy's in it, but it might be enough. Who knows?
I'm not sure Nikki's vintage will get the Sony Discman. She might not get Sony, but I think she might get the other one, the TV show.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be close, I think.
Well, TV show, she said, I don't know.
No, I'm saying Nikki might get it.
Oh,
I'm just
Nikki,
trying to work out who's
yes.
gonna win.
Sorry, yeah, and I think Nikki will get question 3. But anyway, let's find out.
Speculating with it.
Bring in the gift.
Pre-game show.
This is Pete Murray.
Yes.
You know.
Bring in the gimp. Bring in the gimp. Bring in the gimp. Bring in the gimp. Bring in the gimp.
The gimp is here.
That was outstanding. Pete Murray right there. That was Pete Murray, Nikki.
That's Pete Murray.
Oh, I was having a whinge about him the other day.
Why? What are you having a whinge about Pete Murray? The guy's a champion.
I know he's a good singer and all that, but his song Beautiful just feels like gaslighting.
It was a different time.
Gaslighting was huge back then.
Well, it didn't have a name.
I don't even know what song we're
It
talking
didn't have a
about.
name
Sure
then.
it's
It was just like, that irks me.
No, I wish I had a name for that.
Oh,
that annoying thing you keep doing
This
to me.
needs to be a fad with a hashtag, so I know what it is.
That's exactly what it was.
When people would say to me, describe what it's like to work with Luttsy, I'll go, I don't know, it doesn't work there, but I don't know what it is.
And what is it?
No, there's still no name for that.
Oh, it's gaslighting. You do. You bait
He's
people.
a big gaslighter.
I feel like you're gaslighting me now.
Huge
No,
gaslighter.
this is actually just fact.
Yes, he does it all
But you
the time.
catfish people as well, Ash. That's even worse.
See what I mean? And he's brilliant at it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 30 seconds on the clock.
Oh, that's right. A game.
And
Okay.
your time starts now. In Scrabble, how many points is the N tile worth?
1.
AFC Richmond is a fictitious football team from which Apple TV series?
Don't know.
Toucan Sam is the mascot for which breakfast cereal?
Crunchies?
Which company produced the Discman portable CD player?
Say that again.
Which company produced the Discman portable CD player?
Sony.
Spell
Sugar.
citizen.
CITIZEN. Oh my God.
I didn't hear what she said, but that's well and surely within going the distance.
Oh, my brain exploded because I forgot.
You reckon that was within the distance?
Yeah, I think we let it go through the droney noise a bit. usually.
I mean, I can't. I'm sending that up. I would send that up as a no try, but you're my sideline eye mate, and if you're telling me that was within the distance.
As a touch judge, my instinct was like at full speed was like that's okay. But you know you can slow mo replay it and do all those things that the bunker does, mate, if you want to. It's 19 past 8. I'll keep in mind we're paying for $100.
I felt like I hit the N on the explosion.
It sounds like it might be tight.
I'm sending it up to the video referee.
Okay.
Okay, can you
anyone
get that for
today?
me?
Yeah, they are.
Can you get that working out for me? Okay, here we go. In Scrabble, how many points is the N tile worth? D, you said 4. Nikki, you said 1. Nikki is correct.
Yes.
And Nikki hits the front 1-0.
I must say I had a look through Scrabble recently.
Really?
Because you asked Scrabble questions. I'm like, I really should refresh.
The major letters are
Comes up a lot.
all worth 1. Yeah, it is. It's worth knowing that. It's worth knowing your periodic table, all the important
I've never
stuff.
played Scrabble.
I still haven't learned the periodic table.
I was out playing sport.
Just broadcasting that for everyone.
It's 1-0 to Nikki. AFC Richmond is a fictitious football team from which Apple TV series? You both said I don't know.
No.
It's Ted Lasso. Now, is that any good? Because Jodie watches that, Archie watches that, and they love it.
Yep.
Well, he's hilarious.
Yep.
It's good. Would I like it, Mitch?
I think you would.
Yeah.
But hang on, what'd you say? AFL?
AFC Richmond is a
I just heard
fictitious...
AFL.
There's some sexy
Richmond.
soccer players in it. Jodie'd be into that young Spanish fella.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Football is life.
Yes.
What's his name?
Football is life.
Oh, that's pretty good. 1-0. Toucan Sam. I mean, hello. Toucan Sam
is
is
that
a
Fruit
mascot
Loops?
for which
Guys.
breakfast cereal?
Is that Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops.
I know. I realised that as I said something else.
Crunchies.
And D, half your students today are probably amped up on Fruit Loops.
Yes.
Coming into school today. It's 1-0 Nikki, and we're on to the fourth question.
Jesus.
Which company produced the Discman portable CD player? You both said Sony, and that is correct.
Oh.
It's a Sony.
Oh, no.
So it saved you from a pantsing, D. It's 2-1 Nikki. Final question, spell citizen. Now, there was no doubt that D got in within the buzzer. Let's just have one listen, because it all comes down to this, by the way. It's Nikki was either... Yeah, let's play it. Spell citizen.
CITIZEN.
Oh.
David, as the match review committee.
No, I'm the touch judge, mate. You said it upstairs, that's Nick.
Well,
Nick's not paying attention.
Nick, what's the official ruling on that? You're in the bunker.
The face of all I should have been watching.
No, he's doing other stuff. Oh, I think that's fine. But one more time.
Do it again.
Spell citizen.
CITIZEN.
I'm saying it's a yes.
It's a yes for Nikki. D, it doesn't matter anyway. We're only paying for $100. Nikki wins 3-2. Let's go to the caveman, and we will load you up, Nikki.
Or D.
D, rather. Sorry.
I'm loaded up.
What are you loading Nikki up for?
No, don't load on me.
A $300 Epic hair voucher coming your way.
Amazing.
How good's that, Dee? So, don't forget to register for the Epic Walk for DV. That's next Sunday, March 30, raising funds for women's legal services, helping women impacted by domestic violence. That's awesome stuff. So, epicwalkfordv.com.au. A $300 Epic hair voucher. I've met the people from Epic Hair. They're amazing. Great support to the show. Love, love.
Thank you.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I mentioned Chris Jones, my good friend who's in the studio with us. Chris Jones for the Courier Mail, editor of the Courier Mail.
So good to be in, guys. Very early for a newspaper editor.
Yeah, you do most of your heavy work late at night, I'd imagine. I'd say that with the utmost respect.
Before you go to print.
It came out wrong. But look, a big day for Future Brisbane today, which is the Courier Mail and your baby. It's been a great thing that's been over the last couple of years, particularly pertaining to Olympics and all sorts of things. And today's the day.
Yeah, well, so what happens today? What do we find out today?
Well, we find out what is actually going to freaking happen with these Olympic and Paralympic Games. What is the plan for the venues? And by virtue of sort of being the last guy there when the music stops, the current Premier, David Crisafulli, gets to gets to have his way. He won't be the Palaszczuk plan. It won't be the dodgy as hell Miles plan. It's going to be a new plan, which I'm pretty convinced will be a new stadium at Victoria Park.
Right.
A National Aquatic Centre.
At Victoria Park?
Across the road, sort of near Centenary Pool.
I'm having a look at that, and I've likened that. It looks like a potty.
A porta potty.
Yes, it does in that, doesn't it?
Which is quite accurate. That if kids are swimming there on a weekend.
Yeah, peeing in it a lot.
Yes. Well, that's right. Good point. Learn to swim classes in the most expensive venue ever. So I can't wait for them. They're going to be great. And look, lots of other stuff. Upgrade to the old tennis centre, that sort of stuff. The big one is the arena, the new Boondall Entertainment Centre. I think that will be unresolved because the feds want to fund it directly.
Yes.
And the state says we think the private sector will do that for us.
We had the Prime Minister on the show last week.
I heard.
I know that you would have heard it, and he said that we're contributing this money, but this is what it's for.
2.7.
2.7 plus 900, I think he said, that to be used in
Lots
other areas.
Lots of numbers flying around, Ash.
He made it pretty clear that it was with the caveat that, hey, this is what the money is for. You're not to take it and then distribute it the way that you want it, but it's not going to happen.
So how can that change in 4 days?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happened last week?
And what does the report say?
I think we have a classic impasse on that. I think the other thing is you mentioned the report, the independent review, the 100-day review by experts that the politicians said at the time we will listen to. David Crisafulli said the reason we're in this mess is because the politicians have got involved. I would be very surprised if what was recommended by the review is what the politicians have decided, because you know why, Ash? Because they're politicians.
I heard a very colourful adjective explode there.
Needs to be used.
He's in a pretty difficult position in the fact that he said no new stadiums. And yet the report comes out and he's obviously going to say it's a new stadium, which he can lean on and say, well, politicians not getting involved. But then he can't then go and tinker with other areas of it and not follow the report. Like it's either one or the other, isn't it? Or is he picking and choosing?
I think he's picking and choosing, as politicians tend to do. But we'll all find out at 12 o'clock today, which is when the Premier will get up. Thank you, Luttsy, for the plug at the Courier Mail Future Brisbane event. You can watch it live streamed on couriermail.com.au or indeed on your Courier Mail app.
So you can watch it live?
You can watch it live. It's also going to be on Fox Sports News, Channel 500 on your Foxtel, if you still have a box, as if anyone does.
I do.
Oh.
So it's on Fox Sports Live?
Yeah, Fox Sports News
That's
Live.
Cool. And couriermail.com.au.
Thank you, Lutz. Now, the most exciting part of the day will be the afternoon where you and I are going to do a special.
We're doing a special podcast, so that'll drop by 5 p.m. this afternoon.
Emergency podcast.
Big thanks to Mitch and Dylan who look after that as well.
Yes.
So, I mean...
Good.
So, the arena seems like the big one. And can I say that this is... I know I rattle on here, but like, if this arena... And it may still work. It sounds like what you're saying is it could be privately funded, that we still get an arena at the Gabba, like a 17,000-seat arena. Like, this is the only chance in... anyone that's listening now's lifetime, probably, to move our arena from Boondall. Like, this is a once ever opportunity.
If not now, when?
It won't happen. We won't get another opportunity. So Boondall will be the answer for everyone listening now. Every time we go to anything somewhere sitting between a stadium concert and a concert at the Fortitude Music Hall, Boondall will be our answer unless this happens. Like, it has to happen. Like, what great cities in the world do you know that don't have an arena?
Adelaide. Adelaide does. Perth
does. Name one that doesn't.
I'm embarrassed now.
It's a bit embarrassing. And you know what? On the way in...
Is there any chance that it could happen?
I think it'll happen.
Is this why Crisafulli's been in Canberra? Has he been...
Yeah, he's trying to get the Prime Minister over the line. So the Prime Minister's saying, I will guarantee it, but you're not going to do some other stuff because the money's going to the arena. The state's saying, we need that money to do other stuff. We think the private sector can do this if we give them a bit of land over there at the Gabba.
Yeah.
And they can work. They can make their numbers work and deliver the thing. So you've got a guarantee on one side or you've got some cross fingers on the other, but the cross fingers come with a whole lot of other stuff, like the world's biggest potty down there at Centenary Pool.
The National Aquatic Centre.
The National Aquatic Centre.
Is that
the
new
NAC
on the table? The NAC is the NAC new on the table. Look, when I've been sort of following it, but that's always is that a surprise to you that they're going to build?
It's a surprise to me because I don't think the expert review panel thought it was a great idea. So I think that might be one where there's a discrepancy between what the experts say and what the politicians have decided. For some reason.
The experts also didn't like Rockhampton, this crocodile-infested rowing, did they?
No, I can't understand why.
It'd get people talking.
It will get people rowing very, very fast as well, let me tell you. We'll see some world records. We'll also see some world records because it's got a current. So as long as your heat is when the tide's running the right way.
I'd have a fishing lure out the back in the single sculls and see if I could get a barramundi on the
Just troll a little one. Yeah, perfect.
Now, what about our Deputy Premier? He's said something. I saw it somewhere. I can't find it now. But he basically was saying, well, you know what? Sunshine Coast is going to be pretty good because, that's the benefit of having me as a... But if we're going off the... I just keep going, well, is that what it says in the report?
Have you never met a politician, Ash?
I'm just saying.
It's
Don't we have the cycling? I'm a sunny coast girl.
There'll be some stuff on
Do you know what you're going to get? I think you're going to get a massive upgrade or a new thing at the Maroochydore Town Centre, which will include a smaller arena of maybe up to 12,000 seats, which can host some stuff at the games, but also be a community legacy benefit for, I don't know, a Wickety Whack still doing the rounds or something? They can
I don't know.
Roll through the Maroochydore.
When you go to a 7,000 seat stadium on the Sunshine, I don't know. But,
I'll pack it out. I'll do a stand-up set. I'll pack it
and that's
out.
great. It's great. But as Ashley said, you could do an awesome stand-up gig and you get 7,000 plus. It'd be awesome.
That would be great. I would not come back here.
It would be great. But as Ash is saying, it's like, well, is it it's still politicians making
just
decisions.
confused.
It's kind of a repeat of last time a little bit.
Are you confident? I know the two of you have been doing this podcast for a long time toward the games, and you guys are on top of it. You followed it since day dot.
Yeah.
I saw your comment in the paper the other day, Chris, saying that come this weekend or something, a third of the time has expired between when we were awarded the games and we haven't shifted a piece of dirt. We don't even know what we're going to be building or anything like that. Are you feeling confident now that this is going to be an Olympics that we can be proud of?
I am.
Yep.
But I think what we all need to do is whatever is unveiled today, as proud Queenslanders, we just need to say enough is enough. Let's just get behind it, get some shovels in the ground and start doing the stuff because the runway is gone. Not only is 1/3 of the time gone, but on August 1, it will be the same amount of time that Sydney had from the winning the bid until the opening ceremony. We have burned the extra 4 years that we were given.
Yep.
So we need to get going.
Yeah.
And the reality is this mob's in power for the next 3.5 years. We're not coming up to a state election like we were with the previous things. Yeah. Let's just get on with whatever they come up with.
This is it.
We can adjust along the way. If rowing is... I guarantee you rowing will not be in Rockhampton, despite what the Premier might want.
It's a good story, though.
It's a great story. Let's ride it like heck. But, there'll be lots of changes over the next few years, but we've got to start getting the stadium built. Think about a solution for the arena. Get these big things that take time underway.
What time should we tune into the announcements?
Look, from 11:56, if you wouldn't mind. And I've been telling David that he should probably turn up about 10:30, just in case he's a little bit late.
Okay. Oh, he hates being late.
I'll be
That's
there.
a sign of his professionalism. We've witnessed that ourselves. He was just talking about it in the last segment.
I haven't missed a podcast yet.
As long as he doesn't make other people late.
Great thing about podcasts, we can do them anytime we like.
We can. And thank you. I don't know whether you're a protagonist or an antagonist. I don't know what they bloody mean, but you've been one of those and probably the number one person in this state keeping the politicians on key to what they have to be doing. So thank you for the role you've played, mate. And I mean that genuinely. That you've saved the day through the Courier Mail on several occasions, making sure we don't stuff this up.
Thanks, Lutz. Man hug coming your way in the following ad break.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Mercury in retrograde is biting me in the bum at the moment. Now, I know you roll your eyes.
No, I'm not. What's the countdown? How long's left?
Oh, no, I think it's kind of 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks.
You keep saying
now.
2 weeks.
It's like 2.5 to 3 to start with. I don't know. I'll find the exact date when it ends.
Ruining us.
But for example, you were part of it the other day.
I know.
I told my car, hey, Siri, send a message to Ash and Luttsy. And she's like, sending a message to Ash and Luttsy. And now she's trying to send one. Shut up, Siri. God, dang it. Anyway, Then I get a message back, and it's Luttsy. He's sent a selfie.
When was this?
Looking sexy. A few days ago. And then...
yeah, I mean, I had clothes on, but I was on my... it was just a very candid photograph, selfie of myself looking down my steps with like the neon sign live nudes behind me from the Adam Sandler film.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. So it's like, not something I'd usually just put out there.
And then an Ashley
Have you got that
Young.
at home? Have you got that at home?
Yeah, that's on my wall. Yeah.
So then an Ashley Young has been the recipient.
Yeah, because I didn't get a text message.
No, you did not.
Who's Ashley Young?
Exactly.
Well, she's in your bloody...
I know, she's down in Melbourne.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, yeah.
But, I message you two all the time, and yet Mercury's had a little fiddle with Siri, retrograde, and then done that. And then this morning, I ran out of data while I'm driving along, and then...
Ran out of data? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, no, it is a thing, because we don't bother doing the plans anymore. We do data because then you go overseas and then you do a Ubiggy app thing, sim.
Yeah, well, that's the only time I run out of data is when I'm overseas, usually.
Yeah, and because we're
I
going
haven't run out of
overseas
data
a lot.
at home for ages.
I think you'd have unlimited data. That'd be wild.
I know. I felt like a student at uni this morning. But this is Mercury. So all of a sudden, because I went to put in whether I was going to be late
what
for
did
work
Ashley
or
Young
not.
do?
Ashley Young. She went, oh, yeah.
Oh, is that a girl?
She went, I think this is, it's a girl.
It's
That's
a
what I'm
girl.
saying.
She's like, wrong Ash.
Yeah, I think you wanted the wrong Ash.
And then she went quiet because then I was like, oh, sorry, Ash, or blah, blah, blah. She's just like...
Nothing. That's what I thought. Who was it?
Nothing.
It was Ashley Young. Well, who is this woman?
It was nice and
have I
properly
offended her
awkward.
with the live nudes?
Oh, no.
No, she's hard to offend, Ashley, actually.
Right.
But, yeah.
I got
Weird
that all
though.
the time. If I'll go call. I got a mate Mark.
Yeah.
I go call Mark, and it'll start ringing. Every time it rings, there's another Mark who's a real estate agent.
Oh, so you ring him?
Yeah, but
it rings him.
But I always go. Then it comes up on the phone in the car, and I go, oh no. So then I press stop, but religiously. I'll get a call back from the real estate agent, Mark.
You going to sell? Ash, you going to sell? You going to sell?
Yes.
Ready to sell?
Hey, mate, how you going?
So Chris Jones is coming on the show today, who's the editor of the Courier Mail. Most or 99% of the time I'm texting him or calling him the same thing. But sometimes, we're pretty good mates. Like, I could be saying something weird or, whatever. And Chris Johns, the former New South Wales Rugby League centre, is also on the thing. So he gets messages from me where he doesn't even reply to me. He's just going, this guy's insane. This guy's absolutely insane. Like, there's no context to any reason why I'm texting Chris Johns. But it's Chris Jones.
You've got to be so careful, especially with the car dictation, because you're not really checking who you're sending it to.
No.
So my advice is, if you've got someone rather important in your address book, give them a crazy far-out name.
Yeah.
So then you don't do this, because Mercury is out to get you.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Footy is in full force, of course, and you can get on board KO Sports and sign up today. And every week we have a chat to someone from KO to shine the light on what's happening in the world of sport. And today we're talking to Kath Cox, former Australian netball. Good morning, Kath. How are you?
Good morning, team. I'm so good. How are you guys?
We're pretty good. The Brisbane Lions, just to kickstart things with the AFL, have had a pretty good start to the season. They're coming off the back of a couple of good wins, but a test this week up against the Geelong Cats. And Geelong are out for a redemption, I guess. They had a last start loss as well.
Super Saturday Live too on KO. How good.
Yeah, don't you love that? All 4 games.
Yeah.
But, look, the way I look at it is you have a good look at the ladder, and Geelong's underneath them, so we don't need to worry too much about that, right?
Well, we know where your loyalty lies.
Another one.
Brisbane Lions win.
Yeah.
Lions done, yep.
We'll
This is the
take
easiest comp. Yeah, and the Suns game will be interesting too, won't it? If we're all talking about what's happening on up in Queensland. But, God, they'll be frothing to get back. There'll be nothing worse than having a big win and then having a bye after it.
Yeah, that's
so
a good
I reckon
point.
that's going to be a massive game against the D's at the MCG on Saturday.
NRL, of course, we've got the big one, the derby, if you like, Dolphins versus
I can't wait for that.
Broncos at Suncorp. Now, that's a Dolphins home game, and that is Friday. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, Friday. Thanks, Mitch.
I've got real split loyalty with this one. Like, I love the Broncos. I've always been a Broncos girl, but Redcliffe, that's where I grew up.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, for those people that live on the peninsula, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm really torn.
So what do you do? Wake up, toss a coin? How do you manage that one?
I think you just celebrate either winning, really. I mean, you cheer on the Bronx, but if they don't win, it's, good on you,
That's
Dolphins.
a fickle fan, Nikki. That's a fickle
That's a
fan.
great place to be.
Or as Kath would, whoever's on the top of the ladder would.
Yeah, well, in that
obviously
case, it's going to be the Broncos, isn't it? That game's
at the moment. And this,
we better talk a bit of netball as well, because
Yeah.
I know that we had a shocking start up here.
It was only the pre-season.
I know it was
but
just the
we-
pre-season, but we
game.
didn't win a game when we went to Adelaide. So, where are we at with that, and how are we going to go this year?
Look, you guys are definitely still in a bit of a rebuilding phase, but two huge recruits in the off-season I think have got to bring a lot of confidence. Imogen Allison, the English international, and then Mary Cholak, the Ugandan international.
She sounds like she's fantastic.
Yeah, how tall?
She's 201 centimetres.
9'3".
It's a lot bigger than you, right? I mean, it's not hard. Anyway.
What is she? It's 203, is it?
She's 201
That's
centimetres.
huge.
I'm 6'1.5", just shy of 6'2".
That's
and
what I am.
was tall.
So do you go 186 centimetres? Is that what
No,
you say?
I'm 187.
Oh, come on. I'm going to take it to that then. 'Cause I
This is a good pissing
I say
contest right now. I'm
six-
enjoying
no,
this.
but when I do say 6'1.5", is that 187? I've been putting down 186 on everything.
Well, that's unusual for men. They normally make themselves taller than they are.
No, he adds the metric somewhere else, Kath.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, don't worry.
But anyway, I reckon back to the netball.
Sorry.
We digress. Look, it'll be a rebuilding phase for them, but they've got two huge recruits. A new coach, I think Kitty Wills coming from New Zealand's huge for them. Fourth coach in a year, though. Like, it's going to take a minute, right? I think they'll be a lot better than what they showed us in the preseason.
Holy hell, that's a lot of new coach. Did you say 4 coaches in
Four coaches in a year.
Why is that happening?
Oh, my God.
Well, yes, last year was just a bit of a balls up, let's put it that way, for the Firebirds. They've fixed it. They've found themselves a good new coach from New Zealand. I think she's the one for them. She comes in with a lot of positivity, and that's exactly what that group needs right now. And they'll be a lot better than the pre-season,
Well,
for
I
sure.
hope they hold on to her if she's that good for at least 2 seasons, because everyone else seems to have just lasted either an autumn or a winter or something like that. It's a long-term contract.
That's not good for a club.
Oh, no.
I mean, you can't have 4
turnover like
coaches
that.
in a year. That's ridiculous.
No continuity whatsoever.
Come on.
It's like a Taylor
Firebird.
Swift song where she says,
Yes.
the problem, you're the problem or whatever.
John Mayer is gone. It's exactly like a Taylor Swift song. Well, that's good.
6'6". That Ugandan player, Kath, by the way.
There you go. Just a lonely 6'6". So she's the tallest in the competition.
Is she? Yep.
She will be huge. They just had a bit of trouble in the preseason getting the ball to her. So it's just that connection breaking down. But once they sort that out, which I think will come pretty quickly, you won't be able to stop her.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but I'd say get the
Throw
ball
high
to the
in the air.
6'6" girl would be my advice.
The
Kath.
ball's ears are popping as it goes up to her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer, doesn't it? I'm sure they will work it out in their... they've got 11 sleeps to work it out. That'll be round 1. And the Queensland Firebirds taking on... Who are they taking on in round 1? I should be across that, shouldn't I, guys?
The
Giants.
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, in Sydney.
Yeah.
Yep, on the Sunday.
Okay, at Ken Rosewell Arena, April 6th that is, and you'll watch it all on KO along with Super Saturday Live, all 4 matches. Exclusively live on Fox Footy this AFL round, and of course Dolphins and the Broncos at Suncorp on Friday night. Thanks, Kath.
That was fun, Kath.
Thanks, Miss 6'1.5".
Just tiny. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mr. Seven.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Come give me that cash. Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne's $50,000 Mystery Voices. Guess these 4 voices.
I listen to
And win a guaranteed $50,000.
Ooh, will this be the moment that we make someone $50,000 richer?
No way.
Oh, come on. Let it be. Let it be.
Let it be.
Let it
Let it
be.
be. Let it be.
Kathy from Desert. Let it be.
Oh, that's lovely singing.
Why, thank you, Kathy.
We're on a high after the astronaut, Christina.
Is that a dog going off in the background there, or what's going
Yes,
on?
he is. He is. I was just going mad at him.
What's his name? What's his name?
His name's Ghost, and he's a black German Shepherd, and he's beautiful.
Pipe down, Ghost. This is not about you.
Everything is about him.
I love the irony of Ghost, and you got a black German Shepherd.
Yeah, I know.
See, that's that ironic nicknames I was telling you about.
Oh, yeah, it is a thing, isn't it? That's what
There
we
you go.
do. I had a German Shepherd. We called it Cato, which means attack. No irony in that.
No, let's just rip in, Cato.
Oh, look, this one is so placid. He's just beautiful. But I'm sure he'd protect me if I needed.
They do. They spark up. When pushed, they spark up.
Yeah.
A German Shepherd?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No,
German
but ours
Shepherd,
was-
mate. You could leave your house open with a neon sign saying, I dare ya. And you'd still be sweet with a German
The bark's
Shepherd.
enough.
Yes.
Yeah, but mine was terrified of a storm, and yet when a weirdo turned up one day, she went full savage. And I was like, oh, you go, girlfriend. I'm so proud. Okay, Kathy. All right.
Yes.
You've heard the 4 voices. You've done
Yes,
your
I have.
research. And do you want to hear it one last time?
Yes, please.
I listen to
Nova.
Okay, Kathy, who have we got?
Okay, we have Justine Clark,
Oh.
Ryan Kaur,
Yes, from Homes.
and Michael Weatherly.
From The Mystery of Natalie Wood.
Yes, that's it.
These are things that I've worked on with
Oh,
them.
Australian actors.
Yeah, well, no, Michael Weatherly, he was from
NCIS.
That's the one.
Oh,
I was gonna say-
he's a heartthrob, Michael Weatherly.
He's Denozo.
Yeah, he was it in a bit.
No, but
Who's Justine
I've worked
Clark?
with him. Thank you very much.
Have you just?
Yes, I did
Who's
it.
Justine Clark?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Did you
Oh,
say
Ashley.
that? Ash.
The
It's like
former
saying,
New Zealand Prime Minister.
and isn't it the former captain of the Australian cricket team?
Yes.
Oh, my
Yes,
God.
it was the Australian women's cricket team.
Justine
Please
Clark
educate him, Nikki.
played
Yes.
school and everything else. Justine Clark.
Yeah, she does play school.
She's a veteran of our screens. And Ryan Kaur, he's an actor. He does all right.
Back to the rafters.
Yeah, and the Hogues. Yeah,
Yep,
Justine.
Hogues.
I mean, Kathy's done her homework because she knows what she's been in interesting territory.
Okay, there you go. That's not
Oh, dear.
Oh, I know. You haven't got them right. But gosh,
Oh,
if anyone's
bugger.
been close, it's been you.
Geez, you had some thoughtful ideas, though.
I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, wow.
You're on the
I
right
have to get
track.
my dog onto you if I don't win.
Oh, yeah. We'll see the other side of Ghost.
Yes, if I come with
You
one
will.
leg one
the dark
day.
side.
Okay, I'll try again. Thanks, guys.
What a
Good
lovely-
job, Kathy.
Yeah, thanks,
That was-
Kathy.
That
lovely
felt
lady
good.
she was,
They
Kathy.
breed
I
them
know
well out
she
at
was
Bow
so
Desert.
nice. I wanted Kathy to win, but yeah, she's sniffing in the right territory.
The right area. All right. We play
Yeah.
again 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And remind if you've somehow just joined us, you missed the chat with Christina Cook, an astronaut on the
Oh,
show.
can
Check
you
out
put that
today's
on the
podcast.
podcast?
Are we
Yeah.
going to make that a separate podcast too?
I think it deserves its own.
It was a bit rock and roll,
Mm-hmm.
and she was excited to be here. We're like, nah.
You've been to space.
I know.
This is the music I'm putting over my photo with her. Yeah, a bit of Bowie.
Oh, well, who would have
thought, eh? She's
Wow.
going,
How
that's
did
on
you
the
come up with that
the
one?
8 millionth time people have done that
wow.
for Christina. She'll be saying that now.
Luttsy, you're just an original ideas farm.
That's such an imaginative thought.
The Ash, Luttsy, and Nikki Osborne podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.